Tyler Perry was taken advantage of by his friend's mom and 3 different men at the age of 10. His father, who he later discovered wasn't his biological father, subjected him to several beatings to a point where he had to run away from home. He spent 3 months sleeping in his car and shelter homes during his early 20s. The first play he put together after investing his life savings of $12,000 failed miserably as only 30 people showed up at the cinema. But it took one episode of Oprah Winfrey's show to turn his fortune around. This is the From Grass to Grace story of Tyler Perry. If the story sounds like something you will be interested in, then make sure to like this video and also subscribe to my channel for more interesting content.
When I built my studio, I built it in a neighborhood that is one of the poorest black neighborhoods in Atlanta, so the young black kids can see that a black man did that and they can do it too.
Born Emmett Perry Jr. on September 13, 1969 in New Orleans, Louisiana, Tyler Perry endured a childhood that was marked by trauma and hardship. His father, a carpenter, was very physical, often using violence as a form of discipline. Tyler once described his father's method of resolving problems as simply beating it out of you. To cope with the abuse, young Tyler would retreat into his imagination. He would often visualize himself playing and having fun on the field as a way to distract himself from the reality of his difficult childhood. Tyler Perry said one day he had to run from home and go live with his aunt due to a situation that resulted in his father being too physical with him. He grew up with 3 other siblings, and at the age of 10, Tyler revealed that he was taken advantage of by his friend's mother. He was also taken advantage of by 3 different men and learned that his father had also taken advantage of his own friend. At age 16, Emmett Perry Jr. legally changed his name to Tyler as a way to distance himself from his father. However, life continued to throw challenges his way. Tyler's journey towards healing began in 1991 at the age of 22 when he watched an episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show where Oprah encouraged her viewers to write down their thoughts as a form of a therapy. Inspired by what Oprah said, he began writing his pain into letters to himself, which eventually became the foundation of his first play, I Know I Have Been Changed. The play deals with themes of childhood abuse, forgiveness, and hope. But despite the powerful message, Tyler's initial efforts were met with failure. When he staged the play I Know I Have Been Changed in 1992 in Atlanta, it attracted barely any audience. Only 30 people showed up, leaving him very broken and disheartened after spending $12,000 of his life savings at the time into funding the project. This led to a series of financial struggles. He battled homelessness, and on occasion, he had to sleep in his car for 3 months and other times on park benches and shelter homes, while the same pursuing his dream of becoming a playwright. But Tyler was undeterred by all of that. He worked odd jobs in order to raise money to restage his play. He dropped out of high school but managed to earn a general education development certificate. Tyler kept pushing forward, reworking the play and saving up money to stage it again. But everything changed in 1998. After 6 years of relentless effort, Tyler's perseverance paid off. A reworked version of I Know I've Been Changed finally resonated with audiences, drawing crowds and receiving critical acclaim. The success of the play marked the beginning of Tyler's rise as a playwright and entrepreneur. Tyler's relatable characters and heartfelt storytelling, often infused with humor and faith, connected deeply with African American audiences. During that period, he also introduced the world to the iconic character Madea, a tough-talking, no-nonsense grandmother who became the cornerstone of his career. After the success of his stage play, Tyler ventured into television and films. In 2005, he partnered with Lionsgate Entertainment to produce Diary of a Mad Black Woman, which became a box office hit. His partnership with Lionsgate was indeed the turning point in his career. He has since worked with this production agency and has released several hit films, which has generated over $1 billion in ticket sales. His debut film, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, solidified his status in Hollywood. Tyler's work ethic and vision allowed him to retain creative control, producing a string of successful movies, TV shows, and plays under his banner. Unfortunately, misfortune still made its way into Tyler's life just as his career was beginning to rise. His beloved mother, Willie Maxson, fell seriously ill and eventually passed away in December of that same year at the age of 64, leaving Tyler very broken. He resorted to drinking in order to deal with the loss. In 2018, Tyler became a father for the first time after his longtime partner gave birth to their son on 30th November, marking a new journey into fatherhood. Following the death of his mother, Willie Maxson, a DNA test confirmed that Tyler's father wasn't actually his biological father, which made sense to him why he had subjected him to physical torture. In 2019, Perry made history by opening a 330-acre studio complex in Atlanta. This studio did not only become the backdrop of his many films, but it became a symbol of his journey from oppression to opportunity, and is now one of the largest production facilities in the world. It also serves as an employment avenue for many residents in Atlanta. Tyler, throughout his career, has remained committed to helping others, knowing well how his own journey began. He has donated millions to charities, funded scholarships, and provided resources to underserved communities. During the pandemic, he paid grocery bills for elderly shoppers and covered funeral expenses for families who had lost their loved ones. Today, Tyler Perry is a billionaire and a celebrated Hollywood mogul who has produced many hit films like Daddy's Little Girl, Why Did I Get Married, Meet the Browns, The Family That Prays, and the Madea comic series such as Madea's Goes to Jail, Madea's Big Fat Happy Family, among others. Tyler mentioned that his mother was the basis of his Madea character. As of 2025, Tyler Perry's net worth is estimated around $1.5 billion and is one of the richest actors in the world. And for a bonus tip, he's also the godfather of Princess Lilibet, the daughter of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. His journey from a troubled childhood to becoming one of the most powerful figures in entertainment exemplifies the power of faith, determination, and storytelling. Tyler Perry's life story reminds us that no matter how dire the circumstances, it is possible to rise, thrive, and make a difference.
I don't know how to turn the lights on. Let's go upstairs. This is the 80% replica of the actual White House in Washington, D.C. So we built this for my new show called The Oval on BET. And we're really proud of how it turned out.
Rather than being an icon, I want to be an inspiration. So thank you, BET, my new family. Thank you, everybody. I want you to hear this. Every dreamer in this room, there are people whose lives are tied into your dream. Own your stuff. Own your business. Own your way. When I built my studio, I built it in a neighborhood that is one of the poorest black neighborhoods in Atlanta, so the young black kids can see that a black man did that and they can do it too. I was trying to help somebody cross. Trying to help somebody cross. While everybody was fighting for a seat at the table, talking about Oscar so white, I said, y'all go ahead and do that. But while you fighting for a seat at the table, I'll be down in Atlanta building my own. Because what I know for sure is that if I could just build this table, God would prepare it for me in the presence of my enemies.
If you enjoyed today's story, then I want you to check out this one too, because I know you will love it. Until then, I'll see you all in another video.